Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and I'm broadcasting from a remote studio. Jeff Mosier is back in our studio at the Capital Region International Airport, and we're going to run across the state over near the West Coast. We're going to be in Grand Rapids. We're going to spend a little time with Rowan Leo. She's the account manager and head of digital department at 834. Good friends of ours, by the way, 834 Integrated Communication. And Rowan, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing fine. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on. And let's reacquaint the rest of the state with 834.
Sure. So we are, like you said, an integrated communications group. So that means we do everything from branding to websites to painting shovels gold for groundbreakings, whatever our clients need.
Well, it is, and you do an incredible job. And I might say, by way of disclosure, that we have used you as the redesign of our website, which has gone incredibly well. So I'm going to come at it from that perspective. You tell us what makes 834's approach to website development a little bit unique.
Sure. So we build sites uniquely for every client of ours. So we don't start with templates or anything like that. Like, our clients come to us, we figure out what they need, and then we build it to those specifications. So builds range all over the place, from highly aesthetic things to really, really technical stuff with different access levels, just whatever they need. There's no cookie cutter approach over here.
Well, we did know that you're not repairing or changing old work because we didn't see any patchwork. You guys started at ground floor, which was really good. How do you guys balance aesthetic design and functional user experience? Because we felt we were falling down a little bit on each with our original design.
Absolutely. So there's a thing called the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or the WCAG, and that essentially informs what is great for accessible user design for people who might not view the world the same way that other people do. So people using screen readers and things like that. So we use that to inform the way that we design to make sure that things function well, no matter who you are, no matter what level of ability you have. So it's a bit of we balance the two of how do we approach it so that it looks great, but also looking good doesn't get the job done, right? It's got to actually perform well too. So.
Well, it's kind of interesting too, because, we have some principles here that we stand on, some substance that we think makes us unique as well. And probably you could even say some moral commitments we make, and you guys are able to take all that kind of into the mix. Tell me about that kind of developing.
Sure. So we always start off our projects with getting to know our clients. Like, your story and your unique, morals and motives are really the story that we want to tell on sites. So if we don't understand you well, we can't promote you well to the world. So part of it is really getting to know who we're working with, like sitting down, having a happy hour if we can, or just shooting emails back and forth. Because then we can take that and kind of distill it. And we get the idea of hey, this thing we're doing, it doesn't fit. Let's change it around. This is a great idea, but not for this client because we know you well. We really, really depend on relationships.
Well, and at the end of the day, you work with people like us who are for-profit businesses, right? So we're always looking for that ROI. How does this come back? And sometimes it's difficult to put your finger on that. How do you get that message through?
Yeah, so we really depend on data. Everything we do is data driven. So if we're working with a client who hasn't had something like Google Analytics installed in the past, we make sure it's on there. But if they have, we also make sure that the new events and key events are set up to track so we can say, hey, this is what your organic search traffic looked like before, and here it is now 3 months after your site launched. So we can point to hard facts and not just the kind of mushy feeling of, oh, it looks better. We can say, hey, this raised by 30%.
My mom loves it.
Oh, good.
Listen, with this increasing importance of mobile experiences, right? I mean, you see people wandering around aimlessly when they lose their phone. How does your team approach that responsive design piece of it?
Absolutely. So nowadays, when it comes to indexing, Google only looks at the mobile version of the site. It doesn't even know that your desktop exists. So what we do is we start off designing on mobile and then adapt it for desktop because we want to make sure it works well for both, especially if we're working with government clients who the user base might be forced to use their laptops all the time. But at the same time, if you can't function across mobile and tablet and desktop, what's the point of having a new site, right? It's got to perform on everything.
Well, now this is another important piece, and that is that after the website launches, you guys are very supportive of what's going on. And we love that hand holding. It saves us from some pause. Tell me about
Yeah,
that process.
absolutely. So when the website launches, we give it to our clients, but we also do offer extended services. So hey, we'll pop in for maintenance if you need us to. We do a training with people and go through and let them record it and give them a whole guide. But it's one of those things where you can be trained, but until you're hands on, sometimes people don't realize what they don't know. So we've got backups. If things break, we're happy to hop in and change it around.
I think we pretty much came and confronted the things that we don't know. Thank you for pointing. We appreciate that. We appreciate what you've done for our website, obviously, but I wanted to share that with other people who need your services. So, Rowan Leo, who's the account manager and head of digital department at 834 Integrated Communications. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for the good work you did for us.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we will have you back on when we've got some more updates. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.